check, check. Mic check, here we go. 1 2 1 2. This is me. This is Remy Ellis. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel where we help you get your mind right and your money right. Yeah, so this video is going to be me talking about something that's very relevant right now as far as timing. We're going to be talking New Year's resolutions, setting goals, wanting to have resolutions, wanting to better your life, make positive changes in your life. I feel like a lot of people go about it the wrong way, and at the end of the year they end up with a list of goals that they didn't accomplish, and then they just carry it over, do it again the next year after that. So I want to kind of explain to you the mistakes you're making when you make these New Year's resolutions and just how to correct it. So first, the mistakes, how to correct it, give you the strategy, the places, the tactics to improve, which is what I normally do anyway. So without further ado, let's dive into it. I want to go back to the presentation style I've been doing. I feel like that's been working, and I've been getting some positive feedback on that, so I'm going to do it. So thank you guys for watching. This is going to be a really important video, and it comes at a perfect time in your life because it's New Year's right now, so let's get it. As I mentioned before, I'll be explaining to you why your New Year's resolutions are ineffective, and in some cases not even worth talking about, mentioning, setting in the first place. We're going to look at it from a tactical perspective and kind of dive into the strategy as well as the emotional side of goal setting and the personal resolutions, because that's equally as important as the emotional side. So once we're aware of the issues, we'll be able to talk about how to correct them and make sure that the energy we use to set those goals isn't wasted. Because I want to see everyone achieve, I really do, and crush their goals in 2020. And I think this video can help. So I'm glad you're here. Watch it with me. And before I start, I just want to thank you. Take the time to say thank you. You guys are the reason I produce these videos. I put this content out. So thank you. Let's go. Before I get too deep into this, I just want to say that thinking about resolutions and making positive changes in your life, it's really a great thing. And I applaud everyone for having that mindset. That mindset and the energy of improvement and growth is exactly what you're going to need. However, I feel like the way people go about goal setting and making resolutions is ineffective, and which leads them to being unsuccessful in the things that they do. So quickly, I'm going to give you guys the definition of resolution, and that is a firm decision to do or not to do something, or the quality of being determined or resolute. So do you have the determination to accomplish a goal or reach a desired destination? So how serious are you? When setting these goals and resolutions, when making your list, how much time and thought goes into it? If it's a quick just brainstorm thrown together onto a page or note, it's easy to see why they're ineffective, and you end right back up in the same place at the end of the year that you are now, with the same goals you haven't achieved yet. I just want to make you aware of the reality and the truth. There was a study done by U.S. News and World Report, and it stated that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. I read the article. I'll link that article down in the description so you guys can read it. While you're there, make sure you check out my other videos and just subscribe to the channel, because I'll be providing you with videos and stuff like this all through 2020. Everything you're going to need in 2020 I can provide. Will help you become the best version of yourself. Being said, that means that 1 month into the year and nearly 20% of goals are still alive, being worked towards. So you pretty much still have the whole year left, and people have already dropped out, you know what I mean, after that 1 month from January to February, most likely because they were unable to stay disciplined. I was reading this article here. I was reminded of the stat I mentioned a few months ago in a video about living paycheck to paycheck and how nearly 8% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And it kind of clicked for me. I saw that connection. I'd wager the same 80% that give up on their resolutions are a similar bunch to the 80% that live paycheck to paycheck. And I know it's different topics. I just thought it was interesting and worth mentioning to you guys. Now I want to explain the mistake that people make and what leads them to giving up by February on their goals. So the first mistake I want to explain, and what I think is the largest attribute to the massive number of people that fail on their goals and just come up short in achieving those resolutions that they set for the new year. The underlying mistake they make, and a lot of people do this, it's that they wait until a certain date on the calendar to make a positive change in their lives. I think that's the broken mentality. So nothing differentiates January 1st with today, the day you're watching this, except for the fact that January 1st is not promised to you, which is even more reason to act now and do your things now. That inaction And that kind of stalling is the mindset that allows you to have thoughts like, you know what, let me just start next week, or I'll get to it in the new year, or not today. It's the very thing that's holding you back from achieving more and becoming the person that you want to be and see in the mirror. Another huge disconnect you're most likely experiencing right now is incongruency between your thoughts and words and your actions. So you can say all the right things and have these motivating thoughts that fire you up, but if you don't take the right actions to move forward and towards the goal, you'll be living incongruently, and therefore you're just hustling backwards. You're using all this energy and it's not getting you anywhere. It's like being on a treadmill trying to get forward, but your legs are just moving. You're burning energy, but you're not moving in the direction you want to go. So your thoughts and words, they need to be congruent with the actions you take, which means just in agreement with, you know what I mean, like in alignment with the actions that you take. So this is true with all of life. If you're out here saying all these things that you want to do and be, but you're not taking any actions to make those things true, then people are going to see you as just a talker, someone who talks and doesn't back it up. Don't let that be you. Make sure your words and actions are aligned. Do the things you say you're going to do, or just don't say anything at all, right? So another problem is the fact that your goals aren't clear and concise. So someone says, oh, I want to get back in shape. What does that even mean? Like, how many pounds do you want to lose? What size jeans do you want to be able to fit in? How many times are you going to go to the gym in a week? Like, what are your fitness goals when you're in the gym? Get back in shape is not a New Year's resolution. It's like a distant, far off, fleeting thought with little to no urgency or meaning behind it. There's no way to measure that goal and be able to tell if you've succeeded or not, which leads you to not knowing if you're making progress or not. And that's probably why you quit, because you can't see progress and you can't measure it. And this comes back to what I said earlier about taking time to put in thought into your planning and brainstorming for resolutions. So that being said, let's dive into the strategy and how to actually set goals you'll be able to accomplish. So actually achieving these goals is going to be nearly impossible without a plan. It's likely the lack of plans that lands people into failure and not achieving the resolutions and ending up in the same spot they were last year, this year. So the strategy will be the roadmap, and that's going to lead you to the better you. One way that I've found to be massively effective in achieving goals and attaining my desires is to reverse engineer everything. And by that, I mean write down the desired outcome, that main thing. Let's use that gym example. So I want to lose 20 pounds by June, so that I'll look good, feel good for beach weather, whatever. Notice that goal is precise, it's measurable. I'll be able to know if I've met the goal and how far away I am if I haven't yet. From that main goal, lose the 20 pounds by June, I reverse engineer that. So in order for that to happen, what do I have to do before that? So you just go one step down. What's the closest step? So that'd be something like exercise 4 times a week for 20 weeks. One step down from that would be get a gym membership, join the athletic club, go to class, whatever, spin class, yoga class, whatever, go for a run. One step down from that would be, I don't know, like buy training shoes, buy athletic clothes, stuff I'll need. One step down from that would be throw away all your processed food, you know, like stop eating garbage or whatever unhealthy stuff you may be putting in your body. And that's just a rough example. But have that main goal and work backwards. Just go all the way down to the most simplest step. So something you can get done right then and do that thing. That's where you should start. So throw away your unhealthy food right now. Make sure your goals are measurable. And you know what, right now, just let me know what your goals are for 2020 down in the comment section, or send me a DM on Instagram. Really, make them measurable. Make sure you can be certain, like, yes, I've achieved it, or no, I haven't achieved it, but I'm on my way there. Quantitative goals are great. Time limitations on goals, that's great too, because you'll know. A few examples of bad goals or resolutions that I've set in the past year. One of them was, I have it written down, it was improve your wardrobe, and the second one was live with purpose. Those are both great things, but there's no way to tell if I succeeded and achieved them when the year is over. So you got to be specific, and it'll feel that much better when you do achieve your goal if it's something specific, like pay off my credit card debt by whenever, April 15th. So you got to write these down too. Put them somewhere you're going to see them every day. If you skip that step, if you skip writing it down and putting it somewhere you're going to see then you may as well not even make resolutions. You guys know I'm big on writing things down, but seriously, just write it down. Get you that much closer to your desired destinations, and it's really not even that hard to do. And you're creating resolutions. Think about your reasons behind them. Are your reasons strong enough to keep you disciplined and motivated? Likely not if you failed to achieve them thus far. So using that same gym example, if I don't have a strong enough reason to lose 20 pounds, then I probably won't be motivated to wake up and go to the gym before work or after work, right? However, if, let's say, I'm told by my doctor that my heart's at risk because I'm overweight and unhealthy, losing 20 pounds would probably be easy, right? Since I'm driven by this serious issue and it's something that's urgent. So make sure you have strong reasons and you're passionate as to why you're going to be accomplishing these goals, and it'll be that much easier to stay disciplined and to do it throughout the year. So I don't want to sound too negative, but really, most of your New Year's resolutions, if you don't follow this information that I just gave you, are pointless and ineffective. What you want to do is have that right mentality, right? Why don't you just start now? You don't have to wait till January 1st. You don't have to wait until the January 1st after that. Start right now. Make sure your actions are congruent with your thoughts and with your words. What you say out loud is actually congruent with what you're doing in your life. Make sure you have focus, concision. Make sure your decisions are concise, and make sure you have passion behind it, like we talked about. A hard time starting out. Definitely reverse engineer your goals, like I said. Make sure your goals are measurable so you'll be able to know if you're succeeding or not, and have your reasons. Start with your reasons. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in 2020.